Scrappy friends, this is Hannah with you today, and I have a layout for SNL. So SNL is a design team that is run by Carla, so that's scrapologist, and we try to use our scraps in fun ways and encourage each other to scrap and have fun and all that good stuff. So I will make sure I have in the link or in the comment box below the link that you can find the Facebook group so you can see what all the other ladies are working on and sharing, or you can and then you can find their channels and subscribe to their channels. So I am using scraps because don't we all have just tons, right? And I'm using some of an old click kit that I had called Wildflower from R Memory Keepers. And I know I use this, I think it's just this last layout that I did, but this just works so perfectly with some of these photos that I had taken. And I had been using a lot of that Finley. So that green is it's the Finley collection by Glitz Designs, which I really love their stuff. I wish they were still in. They still made stuff, but they don't. So, but I've been using that because it kind of goes with the Fancy Free collection, and I've been using a lot of that lately. And I am doing this picture of my son. He's playing in the grass and the leaves. We have a tree outside our yard that is always shedding leaves, especially right at the end of winter, so right when spring starts or right when it starts getting a little bit warmer and that is from a paper that I got in a Scraptastic kit. I don't even know what paper that is from, but it looks like macaroni. I probably should have written it down, huh? I think it was from a fall kit, if I remember. So what I did is in the silhouette, or on my silhouette, I found these leaves. I don't know where they're from. I don't know if they were from one of my kit clubs or if they were from the silhouette store. I don't remember. I'll have to look it up and see if I can find it. But so I took them out, and it had a few ones on the side, so it had a few that were separate and then a cluster. And so I just made them different sizes, and I cut them out in different papers. So I have that red color I use, and then I use the darker green, and then I did white too. And I'm just layering them because I want some to really pop, and I want some to be a little bit more subtle, because that's kind of how it is on the ground, right? Sometimes certain leaves have different textures, and some of them you notice and some of you don't. And even though this is not your typical fall layout, because this is not from the fall at all, it's really from the winter, I think. I think this was in February or March maybe when I took these. It was when I first got my camera, so it was definitely in at least February. But I thought it would just be fun, and that's the one different thing about Hawaii and living in somewhere warm, is that you can still have leaf and inspired layouts even if it's not your typical autumn or fall time. So I'm going to be pulling some of these die cuts from the Simple Stories Life in Color. So this is what I like to do a lot of times, and I know if you're a regular follower and you're bored of me hearing this, I'm very sorry. I like to add new stuff with old stuff because I really feel like there is a way that you can add new stuff and old stuff together to get a somewhat newer, trendier looking layout. I mean, if you don't really care about that, then it's not a big deal, right? I think it's good to use up the old stuff that we have, and sometimes it doesn't seem as old when you mix it with collections that are newer that have the same similar colors or similar themes running through. And Simple Stories, because they're a little bit more, their collections have more of an antique-y looking feel to them, or a little bit of those darker colors, I think it works really well, because a lot of these older papers, well, except for the We Are Memory Keepers, but that has more of a vintage feel. So because they're more vintagey, and adding something that has somewhat of that feel but a lot lighter, because the Simple Stories has that white, it doesn't bring it down so much. So it's not, doesn't completely feel so brown, you know, because it's not as brown based. But anyway, so now I'm just working on my title, and I'm going to use some of these mini markets from October afternoon in the chalkboard as part of my date too. So I just put the year because I don't really know if it's necessary that I have the actual month, because it's just my son playing. He's just having fun. And his knees are dirty, and he's a boy, and he loves to get dirty when he plays without even trying. So I love this picture, and I love how he just looks so much fun, and he looks nice and clean except for his knees. They're just totally black. We were at the park, and then I think we were at the park or something, and then we came home and we were playing in the front yard too. So that is why this layout is called Dirty Knees, because that's really all that it's about. I almost wish that I could have found a really nice arrow maybe and pointed to his knees, but because my title's not near where his knees are, I didn't do that. But it would have been kind of fun. So I'm just kind of looking through these Pink Fresh Studio embellishments that I have, thinking maybe I might have a few things in there because it's spring, but the colors are nice and bright, but there's some of those green colors and stuff. So I did add that one house, though I kind of wish I hadn't added it, but I put glue on it, so it was very much stuck. So if I had found something else, it would have had to cover up that spot. If I had taken it up, I think it would have ripped my photo. So, and I'm lazy, and I didn't really want to reprint another photo, because I could have done that. I mean, it would have been just as easy too, but who wants to waste it? So I just left that house there, and plus this is out in front of our house, so I don't know. I guess it kind of works. Just I think the color wasn't exactly what I thought it was going to be once I really started finishing up this layout, so, but that's okay. I really like how it turned out. I really love the leaves, and I mean, this is just an adorable picture of my son, and when my kids are older, I really want to remember the smiles and the looks on their faces while they played. I mean, because that's our story, right? And I think this picture really just tells the story. I do have the journaling. I added the journaling later, so it's not going to be in the photos. And so I really wanted to add something up to the top just to kind of help it be a little bit more balanced. So I'm using that tag, and I end up using that blue piece because I felt like the tag hung off a little bit, and I felt like it was floating. I don't know. It probably wasn't really as big of a deal. And I really thought that having a little bit of that blue sticking out would have helped match, because I have a piece of blue in the layers, and my son is wearing blue, so I thought that it helped tie in the blue just a little bit more. And then I'm just going to add some like word stickers, and I add some hearts from Heidi Swap and Pink Fresh Studio. So that is pretty much it. So this is my layout. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys like digging in my stash and seeing what I have. And I will see you guys later. I have one more video for SNL, and then my term with SNL is up, and I'm kind of sad because I really like using my stash up. So maybe I'll have to do something else using my stash up when I'm done and I get moved. But I will see you guys later, and I hope you guys have a great week, and I hope you stay inspired. Bye.